trade.
Who is Cliff Cheqona? He started talking about trading psychology when nobody else was. When the industry was silent, he raised his voice. Today, hundreds of thousands of traders are not just listening, but talking about his revolutionary style of teaching. His journey is more than trading. It's about transforming minds, overcoming fears, and achieving success. Cliff Cheqona, trader's psychologist, light speaker, and a leader.
Take one trade, then I'm bagging. If I take 5 trades, you can imagine. If I take 10 trades, I am bragging. If you want to multiply, let's start talking. Hey, trade with me and make some money. Trade with me and make some money. Markets open 24/7. Always watching, ain't no sleeping.
Trading is a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. 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 Trading is a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. 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 Trading is a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
All right. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to today's live session. Again, this is the first in a very long time that I'm having a live session on YouTube. And so I am expecting there to be a little bit confusing when it comes to people finding where we are doing the live session for today. But because of some couple of few limitation on Instagram, I have no choice but to make sure that I choose the right platform that we can be able to be very highly professional. Number one, structure the information, because one of our goals is to always make sure the information given is well structured. So if you know anybody who is supposed to be on this live stream, or if you are joining late as well and then you watch it late as well as a replay, just make sure that you can always come back here on this live stream on the channel and then watch the video, if that makes sense. Anyways, how we're going to be doing this live session today is going to be quite very interesting, straight to the point. I just want to say sorry about how last week the Instagram live went. Because of that, we couldn't really sort of have the session on the Instagram live. Couple of few technicalities, and you guys also receive an email from me so that you can be able to understand how we could be able to communicate henceforth from here. So from now onwards, we are mostly going to be using the Instagram for our short updates and the reels and stuff like that you learn from me in a short basis, and then the YouTube, which is going to give us the freedom, the liberty to be able to give enough content to go into much things deeper and deeper and deeper. Today, we are talking about psychology of pattern recognition. I'm going to basically break down things very well. If you're a trader and you're listening to me, I want you to hear this clearly. The information you're going to be hearing today is going to, if you are thinking about quitting trading, this information is going to help you not to quit trading. This information is basically going to help you a lot for you to understand why some certain things happen to you the way it happens. I'm going to really break down things today very, very, very well. So make sure you have your book, your pen, your paper. Book, pen, paper. Make sure you have a book and a pen, okay? Let's stick with a book and a pen. Paper is too light. I don't think the information will be enough on it. Anyways, before we get started, I want you guys to know that one of the reasons why we do what we do, and one of the reasons why, we take time, because as you guys have seen, none of these things that we do here on this platform, especially with our Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It doesn't matter. There is no selling going on, and so we do this because we want to do it. We do it because we want to teach. We put in enough effort to make sure that the quality of what we are giving is also really good. So I pray that you guys like the information and the things that we are doing for the community. So don't forget, of course, to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. There is more and more, YouTube videos that you guys are going to be getting on a daily basis now. And I hope that it helps you guys to be able to grow. With that all being said, my name is Cheqona. Let's really get right into it. So at the end of the day, if there are any comment, let's bring some comment up on the screen. Greetings from Sierra Leone. Oh, M. Rich, how are you doing? I just want to say shout out to you guys. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Who do we else have there? Can I know up on the screen? And then we take it out from there. So I'm really super excited today. I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to speak fast when I start teaching anyways, so that you don't miss anything that I say. All right. With that all being said, I'm super excited. Let's see how this goes. Please don't forget to make sure you let people know that we are live, because this is our first time after, we left Instagram for a while. And so a lot of people don't know that we are doing this on YouTube, but I have to start this habit regardless of how many people that will show up, and then eventually they will show up when they find out that I moved the Instagram live to YouTube. Okay, so today we are talking about pattern recognition in trading. Pattern recognition in trading. The purpose of this live stream or this masterclass that I'm having with you guys, the purpose of it is basically to let you guys understand that there is a psychology of everything in the financial market. Please write that down as the first thing. There is a psychology of everything in the financial market. Whether pattern recognition, whether strategy, whatever that it is, there is a psychology dimension to it. I hope I'm making sense. And today, one of the dimensions we are talking about today is pattern recognition. Now, of course, I know that some of you guys will be thinking, okay, when we speak about patterns, we are talking about, let's say specifically, charts patterns like double bottom, double tops, triple bottom, wedges, flags. Yeah, those things are great. But naturally, in order for you to be able to see any pattern in the market to predict it, it has to go through a sequence and a data collected, screening. And so it is very important that you understand that in order for you to see pattern, you need to understand how your mind, all right, works behind the scene of pattern. Are you with me? So pattern is not something that you smell in the markets. Pattern is not something that you feel in the market. Patterns is something you must see in the market. And since the senses that you have, the seeing is the version you use for pattern, then you need to understand that the brain has an important part to play. Why? Because you don't see with your eyes, you see through it. So your main sight is your mind. Your eyeball is just the delivery portal of what you are actually seeing. So there is something I always tell people, that you will always see who you are. We don't see what it is, we see who we are. So the perception that you have towards Cliff is how you see me. If you think I'm somebody who is an introvert and that is who I am or not, that is how you see me. It's your perception. However that you see me, it's your perception. So we are talking about you understanding the mind behind patterns, the brain that you're going to use. So as we're going into the slides, I want you to pay attention very well. And then I hope, that you are able to get some couple of information that will transform your trading journey, especially if you are trading. Now, if you're a beginner, and this is the first time that you are hearing about even Forex, I want you to listen to me about something. You see, the financial market is a very big industry that a lot of people don't understand how big the financial market is. And so normally what happens is people will always assume that their emotions and the way they see things in life have a direct effect on the financial market. It's not true. Your sentiment, your emotions, and who you are as an individual does not affect the financial market. So you need to be able to understand the structure of the financial market in order for you to be able to survive. So education is key. Are you with me? And so as time goes on, as I'm teaching these lessons today, there are a few things I will say that may contradict what you may have heard before, or you may not feel it as a contradiction, but a little bit of a thoughtful moment for you, okay? So let's go to the first thing. Let's first of all start by defining what patterns are. What is a pattern? One thing I want you to understand is that a pattern is a repeated or regular arrangement of elements or data. There are a few things I want you to take note in this definition here. Number one is repeated or regular. Number two is arrangement of elements or data. All right, arrangement of elements or data. Listen to this carefully now. Every single time they say something is in the pattern form, what that simply means is that it is either repeated or is regular. That means you can't predict something that doesn't happen over and over and over again. Are you with me? And then it cannot be called as a pattern if it is not arranged. Are you with me? It cannot be called a pattern if it is not arranged. Anytime you hear that something is arranged or something is in an arrangement, it means there is a thoughtful plan that went into that thing. If you guys are getting what I'm saying, drop some number ones in the chat. Every single time we say something is a pattern, it means it is repeated or regular, and it is arranged, meaning there is an intentional thought that went into that element or data. Does that make sense? Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, what does pattern do? You will get to learn that pattern is like, let me use this as an example for you guys to understand this. You may have heard a term volatility in the market. What is volatility? What is the difference between volatility and patterns? Patterns let me use the weather, the rain, the weather as an example. Pattern is how you predict if it is going to rain today or not. Okay, volatility is how you predict the strength of the rain. So in other words, if you look at your weather forecast and it tells you it's going to rain today, you are checking to see how bad it's going to rain so that you can prepare. So what makes you prepare for the weather is called volatility in trading. So volatility in trading is how either aggressive or not aggressive that the pattern you are predicting is going to be. Does that make sense? So patterns are like roadmap or a blueprint, okay, that shows a predictable path or sequence. Now we're going to be talking about the next thing here for you to understand when pattern started. You see, pattern has been there for a very long time, and it is not new right now in this world. So traders are not the only people that are, using patterns to predict the market. Have you guys ever realized how back in the days, the old people can use the sun to predict the weather? They can use the sun to predict the time. So they can look at the sun and be like, based on how the shadow looks like, it's 1 p.m., it's 2 p.m. Because they were using a certain kind of data that they have collected in a period of time to create that level of pattern to tell the time. Let's go to the next slide. One thing that we're going to be talking about now is that what then is a scientific basis of pattern recognition? What then is a scientific basis of pattern recognition? You see, our brain, every single time, you guys may have heard me saying this, that anytime that we talk about the brain and the way you behave, the word that I will use that for is that you are wired. Our brains are wired to recognize patterns because the ability is crucial for survival. If you have basically seen this video that I posted recently on my YouTube, it was talking about pattern recognition. The only difference between that video and this one is this one I'm going to take my time to go in depth with you guys. So I really want you to pay attention. You see, you are always going to be a human being. And as a human being, you are going to depend on patterns to survive. It doesn't matter whatever it is. So let's talk about how patterns work scientifically. I hope you guys are really learning a lot. Let's talk about how patterns work scientifically in our head. You see, there is something in your brain called the neural networks in your brain. The way patterns work here, you have to see something over and over again, and you need to come to the conclusion that it has something to do with the future. I want you to write that down. In order for you to be able to predict anything, you need to understand that the repeated or regular moments that you are experiencing have something to do with the future. That means it has to happen, and it needs to lead to future events, and you need to be able to remember it to know that this is part of a pattern. And the way your brain works, as you already know, it uses the things, the moments, the experiences to build our life structures. So back in the days, if you see an animal eating another species and you see it again and again and again and again, you are going to create a survival mechanism structure around your life to make sure this animal doesn't kill you. Does that make sense? So it is very important that you understand that at the end of the day, you are always going to be around a certain kind of structure that you need to be aware of your environment and study everything to make sure there is a pattern that helps you to survive. In trading, how does it work? Why is it that different people see patterns differently? That is the next thing we're going to be talking about. And there are two reasons why it happens anyways. It's number one, we are different in experiences. And number two, because of our cognitive biases. Are you guys with me? Number one is because of our experiences, and number two, because of our cognitive biases. And in the next slide that we're going to go into now, you're going to see why individually we are different in perspectives when it comes to patterns. Number one, your experience and my experience is not the same in life. That means where I was born, where I'm coming from, what I know about life, what you know about life, they are all different in terms of experiences. Okay, we are all different. So because of that, the way you see things is not the same way I see things. It is very important you understand this. So your knowledge and my knowledge is different, and your cognitive abilities and my cognitive ability is different. And that is how they affect our perception. It is very important that you understand this. Are you with me? So an experienced trader finds it very easy to see patterns, but a person who is just starting finds it difficult. Why? Because an experienced trader have seen patterns over and over again. So that is why, reason number one, our perceptions on patterns can never be the same. Why? Because we are different in perspectives. Are you guys with me? Now, the second thing is cognitive biases. Our cognitive biases are different. Why? What is a cognitive bias? Let me do a quick recap. A cognitive bias is basically your cognitive, the way you judge, the way you reason, the way you remember, the way you learn, the way you do everything, the way it leads to making decisions is your cognitive. Now, everybody have biases. You can come on this live stream and have your own bias. You can leave this live stream and have your own bias about how the live session was. But it is your bias. Whether it is right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It is your bias. Are you with me? But then there is something very powerful about the brain. And I want you guys to listen to me carefully now. There is something very powerful about the brain. And I just want you guys to listen to this carefully now. Every single time that you are talking about cognitive biases or every single thing, one thing that I want you to understand is this, that our brain sometimes see patterns where it doesn't exist. This is the biggest problem now. Every single time that your brain, you are trying to see a pattern where it doesn't exist, what is going to happen is you are going to basically try to create a meaning out of that. Does that make sense? You are going to literally start to create a meaning out of something that doesn't exist. It is very important that you understand this. So sometimes one of the mistakes that sometimes we make is that our brain is able to see something that doesn't necessarily exist. That is why you go into the market and you are like, oh, I see a double bottom. I see a wedge. I see this candlestick. I see this. I see that. They are all great in terms of how you are trying to navigate what you are seeing in the market, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that is what it is. And so you need to be aware of something that we call an illusory correlation. It is a structure of thinking that makes you think that what you are seeing is real. That is the same tactics the magicians they use. The magicians use the same tactics. So what do? They tell you that, hey, you know what? This is something I'm going to create. I'm going to show you this, blah, 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 blah. And before you can realize, you are seeing what they want you to see. I remember, I will never forget an amazing experience I had a few weeks ago, I think a few months ago in Dubai. I went to this amazing gala. And when I went to this gala, one thing that I just realized was there was this magician over there. So this magician just came from nowhere. And he came and stood beside me. And he was using cards, cards, to basically just make some tricks and so on and so forth. Now, what happened was he tricked me focusing on a certain card so much that the one I'm supposed to be looking at was already on his lip. But I didn't see it because he created an illusion of where he wants me to focus. So before I could realize, I was keeping an eye on the card he wanted me to keep an eye on, so much that I forgot that he was trying to basically let me see what I want to see. This is the same tactics that the market makers use in the market. So what does the market makers do to retail traders? Number one, they use a strategy that I call the doubt creation strategy. Doubt creation strategy in the market is where you enter a trade, and probably you enter this trade because you believe it's your hypothesis. But then, because of the way the market start moving, you start to think, oh man, is this even the right pattern anyways? Am I sure this is going to buy? Am I sure this is going to sell? And this kind of illusory, correlation happens to people that are new in the market because you have not seen the pattern over and over again. So you start to forget that truly it's still going to go to the direction. How many of you guys listening to me right now have entered a trade and you knew you need to stay in this trade? It used to happen to me a lot. And sometimes it can still happen to me if I don't have the right mindset at that moment. How many of you guys listening to me right now have entered a trade and the trade that you entered, the moment you got out, it went to the direction that you knew it would go to? If this is you that you're listening to me right now, drop some number ones in the chat. That you knew that I have entered this trade because it did a break and retest for me. And then you enter the trade. But a few minutes or an hour later, you started to see that it was looking like it was not going to go there, or so on and so forth. And so you decided to get out of the trade. Now, one thing that happened right there is that you are now seeing, right, what they wanted you to see. It is very important that you understand this. Very, very, very important that you get what I'm saying. Are you guys with me? So at the end of the day, look, George Afriya Jumpy is saying that it happened to me today. Because guys, it is not a coincidence. The financial market is like an algorithm. It is a structure that if you are able to understand patterns, you will be able to predict what will happen again and again and again. But I'm going to show you one thing that will deliver you guys from today's live session. Let's go to the next slide. One thing that you can be able to understand, I'm so glad that you guys are being very honest. It happened to me today on gold. There you have it. So how do you then study trading patterns psychologically? Now, I want you guys to listen carefully now. How do you study trading patterns psychologically. Now, there is a way you need to know how to study something. What do I mean by this? Please listen to this carefully now. The way a soldier learns how to become a soldier, a doctor learns how to become a doctor. Are you guys with me? The way that a soldier learns how to become a soldier is not the same way a doctor becomes a doctor. So understanding how to study something is very important. So if you now teach a soldier like a doctor, even the doctors who are soldiers needs to become a soldier first, that became a doctor after that. That means you need to still understand the mindset of a soldier who is a doctor. So there is a way you need to study trading patterns psychologically. It is very important that you understand this. So understanding your cognitive biases is key. Again, what is cognitive bias? I like repeating these things because it is important you get understanding. Cognitive biases, as I told you, is that your cognitive, your ability to reason, think, remember, study, the biases is what you choose. X, Y, A, B, Jollof, Nigeria, Ghana version, whatever it is, I don't know. It's all your cognitive biases. If you think Nigerian Jollof is better than Ghana Jollof, it's your cognitive biases. That anytime that if you're a Nigerian and you think Nigerian Jollof is better than Ghana Jollof, it's called confirmation bias. I'm kidding. Anyways, so what I'm basically just saying is this, is that you need to understand how your cognitive biases can affect you when you are studying patterns. Are you with me? You need to understand that. So number one, the first thing on my list when you are studying patterns, any patterns, business patterns, branding patterns, trading patterns, you need to be aware of your biases. Why do you need to be aware of your biases? The reason why you need to be aware of your biases is because you can see what you want to see. Because I've said this before. I said that your eyesight, this eyesight, is not your real sight. Your actual sight is your mind. So you see who you are. You don't see what is there. That is why the Bible says that it is only a fool that will say there is no God. God is not discriminating the fact that the fool has a perception, but God is giving a certain description to the individual who believes there is no God. The Bible says that individual is called a fool. Why? There is a description for anyone who does not see the facts. It is very important that you understand this. So you can see things the way you see things. There is a very powerful Bible verse that I read for the first time, and I was like, wow, this is powerful. The things of the Spirit is foolishness to the natural man. The Bible says the things of the Spirit is foolishness to the natural man. That means there is a certain kind of a man that the Bible describes as a natural man. That individual, spiritual things is not interesting to him. It doesn't mean that person is bad or good, but that person, that is how they see things. So when you're about to study patterns, one thing you need to understand that there are people who don't see fractals in nature. What do I mean? That have you ever, do you have any friend that you would tell that friend, oh, I want you to look into the clouds. There is in the cloud, there is a shape. It looks like a dog. It looks like a stick. It looks like XYZ. Thank you so much. It looks like this person looks like the cloud. There is a dog in there and so on and so forth. And one thing I want you to understand is this. Every single time you show that individual and the person is not seeing, when I was, by the way, let me just say something so you guys understand something right now. So I was sitting now teaching here. Believe me, I'm a very composed individual. So that somebody will come and be like, why is there a seat and Cliff is standing? I am a very composed individual. I love to be composed. I love to be professional. But when it comes to the things of teaching, whatever I need to do to make sure I deliver, I will do it. So as I am standing right now, I'm highly confident teaching you guys than sitting. I don't care. So just you came right now, you're wondering why is Cliff standing? This is why. The purpose of my standing is to teach you well. Okay, so don't worry. I am not disorganized. I know there is a chair, but I would rather stand and teach. Anyways, so there is something that you need to understand. that every single time that you are studying patterns, you need to know the kind of person that you are as an individual. Do you see fractals in nature? When they say somebody doesn't see fractals in nature, what does that mean? It means the person cannot see shapes in nature. So this means that if you take this person to a smaller time frame, you have finished the person. That person is in trouble. They can't see what you want them to see. And it is so sad because a lot of retail traders don't understand that you don't need to trade on smaller time frame to make money fast. Because the smaller time frame is not what makes you fast money. It is the market moving. You can go on a second time frame. If the market is not moving, it's not moving. People will be like, but how can you be on a second time frame? The market is not moving. Have you ever been on a second time frame? I have been on a second time frame. Sometimes on a second time frame in the market is still consolidating. That should show you that there is nothing in the market. So you need to understand and be aware of your biases. Number one, the first bias you need to be aware of when you are studying patterns is confirmation bias. So I use the example of my wonderful, beloved country that I love so much, Nigeria, and my own motherland, Ghana. And I said there is a rice called jollof, and these two countries seems to not to be able to agree which one is the best. And I think that fight is old and it's boring now and it's a little bit cringy now. However, the truth of the matter is whether you think Nigerian jollof is good and Ghana jollof is bad, that is your bias. Are you with me? So your bias does not mean that you are right. So trying to have an attitude called confirmation bias is a big problem. Confirmation bias is when you come to me, or maybe let's say somebody is on this live stream and he doesn't like Cliff Cheqona. No problem, no biggie. The Holy Spirit have seen you. But anyway, let's say somebody is on this live stream right now and you don't like Cliff. So you go to your friend who somehow likes Cliff, and you be like, yeah, this guy I don't even know. He doesn't even talk about technicals. He only talk about psychology. I think we should stop listening to him because maybe I'm saying something that contradicts what your mentor told you, right? So you are trying to convince the other guy to see what you see. And the guy's like, oh, but this guy is basically just teaching. I mean, he's not. No, but look at the way you are trying to say something to confirm something that will let him agree with you so that your bias can be intact. People do that a lot. Don't you think this guy is this? Don't you think this company? Don't you think this trade? So you come to me and be like, hey, Cliff, I think gold will sell. I said, I don't see it. He said, look at the support. Look at the resistance. Look at the liquidity graph. I think gold is going to sell. I said, look, I'm not saying gold wouldn't sell. I'm saying I don't see it. But what you are trying to basically do is that your tendency to see that pattern to confirm your existing belief is high, and it's called confirmation bias. Are you with me? Then we have another type of biases you need to be aware of. It's called overfitting. Overfitting is understanding the risk of seeing patterns in random data. This one right here is what I was talking about, smaller time frames. If your brain is clouded every single time you go on a smaller time frames, you are in trouble. What that simply means is that you are not going to be able to see what you're supposed to see on a smaller time frame. Big problem. Anyways, let's go to the next slide. We have a lot to learn today, so let me hurry up. How to study trading patterns. Again, number 2, building emotional control. A lot of you guys, how many of you guys right now on this live stream has ever done mindfulness practice before? Like you sit down and say, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Breathe in and breathe out. We're gonna do a quick test right now. I want you guys to do something right now with me right now on this call live session right now. Let's do something. Every single person, wherever you are, I want you to listen to me. I want you to follow me and do this. And when you are done, I will ask you the question that we're going to do. I'm going to set a quick timer right now. Don't worry, I'm not wasting your time. Believe me, you're going to allow this session. I'm going to set a timer right now, all right, on my other phone, all right? And this timer is going to be 3 minutes. And in the next 3 minutes, we are going to be doing mindfulness practice with you guys right now. We're going to be mindful on this live stream. So don't go anywhere, okay? We're going to be very mindful. So stay with me. I want to show you something. We are going to do something called deep breathing exercises. All right. It helps your lungs and it helps your stress level. So maybe wherever you are right now, you are hungry, no problem. After this, you will not feel the hunger anymore. So stay with me. So we're going to be doing a 3 minutes breathing exercises right now on this live stream. Okay. Okay. So can you guys bring me up on the screen bigger so that they can see my face? so that I can also see my face. Okay, perfect. So we're going to be doing a deep breathing exercise right now. Okay, and I want you to stay with me. So in the next 3 minutes, you're going to be breathing in and breathing out and follow me. Okay. So you're going to be breathing in and breathing out and follow me. Now, what we're going to be doing right now is going to be an interesting exercise, and I want you to listen to this carefully now. You're going to breathe in and hold your breath for 4 seconds and breathe out 4 seconds. 4 seconds. And you're going to wait 4 seconds and you're going to breathe in 4 seconds. And in 1 minute, you're going to be breathing in and breathing out in 1 minute. And the remaining 2 minutes, we're going to be doing something very interesting. So make sure there is no noise, please. In the next couple of few minutes, tell every single person, listen, I'm about to do something right now to let me become very, very structured. So just leave me alone. Okay, so we're going to be doing our breathing box exercise. I'm going to set a timer right now. So in the next 1 minute, just watch me, listen to me, let's go. So breathe in and breathe out. Just take a time. Listen to me. Just breathe in again. Hold your breath. Breathe out. I want each and every single person on this live stream to be doing this. Don't think I'm being stupid. Just do it. Breathe in. 30 seconds more to go. Breathe out. We have 20 seconds to go. One more breathe in. And breathe out. Just don't think about anything. Forget about if there are goats behind you crying. Forget about the goats. Just breathe in. And then breathe out. Now, in the next 2 minutes, what you're going to do right now with me is you're going to start telling yourself that you are great. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I want you to believe it. I'm great. I am great. I want you to start adding your name. If you are John, say John, I am great. If your name is Clifford, say Clifford, I am great. And I want you to start believing it, that I'm great. Keep on repeating it to yourself. I am great. I am great. I am great. I know what we are doing sounds like it's childish, but just listen to me right now. In the next couple of few minutes, you will see the magic here. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I am great. I am great. I feel good. I feel good. I am great. I am great. I feel fine. I feel fine. I am great. Just keep repeating. I'm great. I am great. I am great. I am excited. I am excited. I am excited. I am excited. I am blessed. 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 Just keep on following me. 50 seconds to go. I am blessed. Now I want you to start adding some little bit of a smile and say, I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I am great. I am a trader, a profitable one. I am a trader, a profitable one. It doesn't matter how my resource is now. I am a profitable trader. I believe it. I am great. I am a profitable trader. 30 seconds to go. I am great. You can do this. Believe it. Even if your mind is telling you that you are not great, say you are lying. I am great. I am great. I am great. I am a profitable trader and I am great. I want you to add a big smile. In the last 10 seconds that we're going to be seeing this, that I am great. And just get up and say, I am great. Just shake it off. Don't sit down. Don't let you feel like you are defeated. I am great. Guys, what we did right now in 3 minutes, it's a very powerful exercise you just did right now. And in the comment section right now, I want you guys to tell me how you feel. If you really did the exercise that I told you to do, tell me how you feel. Can we bring the thing back on the screen again, the slides? And I want to show you something. There is no way I can teach you about mindfulness practices without actually giving you a to-do list. It is very important that you understand this. Are you guys with me? Let's take me back and let's bring the slides on forward again. How do you guys feel right now? Tell me how you feel. This a lot of times when we talk about psychology in trading, people think it's some sort of thinking. Psychology is the things I will tell you to do and you do it. It is very important that you understand this. These are the things people don't understand. Life is not about what you feel. Life is about who you are and what you do with that. It is very important. So we're going to go back into the slides. So number one, we spoke about understanding and being aware of your cognitive biases. Number two is building emotional control. One of the ways you build emotional control is by practicing mindfulness techniques. And one of them is meditation to stay present. I'm not talking about namaste, okay? I'm not talking about namaste. No, you namaste anywhere. You can namaste go, okay? You got to go forward. Okay, so you don't have to stay, you gotta go. Anyways, so you need to understand that managing emotions is about understanding yourself, who you are. No more distractions. You sit down, and every single morning before landing session, I am a profitable trader. I am a profitable trader. I am a profitable trader. It doesn't look like it yet, but I'm a profitable trader. Are you with me? Let's go to the next slide. So let's stay on number two again. Let's stay on number two. One thing you need to understand is there is a difference between being mindful and emotional detachment. You see, the reason why the word over there is emotional detachment is because in order for you to detach anything, it has to be like this first. Does that make sense? So look at this right here. In order for you to be able to detach anything, you have to be able to make sure you know it's like this. So detachment means something must separate. Something must separate this. And the way to learn to detach your emotions from trading decisions is to avoid impulsive actions based on fear or greed. This is one thing I told people. I said, you can't be afraid and greedy at the same time. It's dangerous. Did you hear? Anytime that you are afraid and you are also greedy on your fear, it's a spirit. How can you be afraid and greedy at the same time? Imagine you are afraid they will arrest you for doing something you know you don't have to do, and you are being greedy at the same time. That is stupid. But then you need to be able to understand that your actions, if they are based on fear or greed, either one of them, you are in trouble. Why? Because one thing a lot of traders don't understand is this. There are two emotions that move the markets. Two. And there is only one emotion that does not move the market. Please write this down. In the whole entire career, there are only two emotions that move the markets. And there is only one emotion that does not move the market. One of the emotions that move the market is called fear. Anytime that the emotion fear is in the market, what happens? Can you guys drop it in a comment? Let me do a quick exam right now and see if the people that I'm talking to right now are very well-structured traders. So every single time that there is fear in the market, what happens? Does the market go up or down? Every single time that there is fear in the market, does the market go up or down? If the answer comes into the comment, can I get it up on the screen? Every single time that there is fear in the market, does the market go up or down? Any person who is able to get this answer correctly, you will get a 20 USDT right now. Every single time there is fear in the market, anybody who gets this correct, you get a 20 USDT before the end of this call. 20 USDT just by answering the right question. Anytime that the market goes up or down, there are emotions involved. What does fear do to the markets? I've seen the answer, the question, the answer that George gave, but it's not the right answer. Every single time there is fear in the market, what happens in the market? Can I get something? Okay, Mercedes has the right answer right now. She came, I don't know who that is, but then Mercedes, you won a 20 USDT. So just make sure that, the team will communicate with you in the group on the comment, and then you will get your gifts, okay? Every single time there is fear in the market, selling happens. Why? Because investors are afraid they're going to just lose their investment. So they start pulling out. They start selling their asset. And every single time there is greed, it pushes the market up and up and up and up. So fear and greed is not just your emotion. It is also the emotion of the market. Are you with me? Fear or greed is not just your emotions, it is also the emotion of the market. It is very important that you understand this. And every single time the market is not moving, it's called indecisiveness. There is nobody wants to make a decision. It is a type of emotion that is like we don't know, uncertainty. So nobody knows what to decide. So it is just there. Do you understand this? So learn how to detach your emotions from trading decisions to avoid impulsive actions based on fear or greed. Guys, don't forget to really just make sure you communicate with Mercedes so that she can get her gift. Let's go to the next slide. So the next thing that you need to be able to understand is you need to develop a disciplined approach. Your routine has to be structured and you need to be consistent following it. How do you build discipline? This is a question that it has been dropping in my spirit. There is one person that I believe will be able to do justice to this kind of how to be a disciplined person in life, not just in trading. I will organize one of these live streams one day and talk about it. But then establish a consistent routine. Listen, guys, if you don't have a routine as a trader, you are in trouble. Every single time you step away from your routine, there is a problem. So build and establish a consistent routine for analyzing charts and identifying patterns. What type of routine? What time do you wake up? What time do you sleep? What thing do you eat? What meals are you eating? Do you know there are meals you don't need to eat before you trade? Anyways, that is a story for another day. Let's go to the next. People will be like, oh, Cliff, food too. Yes, of course, food too. Because there are some meals that when you eat, okay, it starts to make you feel dull in advance. You are tired already. So when the market, why do you think sometimes? No way. So it's very interesting. Thank you so much for clarifying that. Mercedes is Latifa. That's interesting. How did Latifa became Mercedes and how did Mercedes became Latifa? That's interesting. Anyway, so one thing that you need to understand is that there are even meals you shouldn't eat before you trade. Because there are meals when you eat, it will let you see what you want to see. There are days you are seeing double bottoms, and it wasn't double bottom. That was the egusi speaking there. That was the kenke, the 2 balls of kenke you ate. That was making you see the double bottom. It wasn't a double bottom. Anyways, so you need to understand that your routine must be well structured, that the food you even eat needs to lead to helping you. Drinking enough water before you trade. Why? Because dehydration causes mood swings, and mood swings will not let you see the market well. Anyway, as I said, we'll talk about that later. And then journaling. Anytime that you are studying patterns, you need to start journaling the trades when you started trading to the time that you start becoming effective in your mindset. Does that make sense? And so maintain a trading journal to reflect on your thought processes and emotional responses during trades. Very important that you understand this. And then self-assessment. A lot of you guys don't know who you are. All right. If I ask you guys right now, tell me who you are as a trader, you'll be like, oh, I am this, I am that. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking about the life that you have currently right now that also mirrors your trading life. Because you have heard me saying this before, and I heard this powerful quote from Anton Creel. He said, your trading life and your actual life, they mirror each other. The day I heard this, it blew my mind. And I said, this is very true because it's exactly what I believe as well. So your self-assessment, you need to regularly assess yourself and your mindset every day. Why? Because emotional intelligence can only happen when you have knowledge about who you are. Are you with me? So this is how you study trading patterns psychologically. A quick recap. Number 1, you need to understand and be aware of your cognitive biases. Number 2, you need to be able to practice mindfulness and detach your emotions from your trading decisions. And then number 3, you need to be able to understand that this industry that we are in, you're going to have to build a routine and then be consistent with it and be disciplined. Number 4, you need to be able to reflect on your practices, such as what? Journaling and self-assessment. Let's go to the next slide. Then you have to cultivate a growth mindset. A lot of people, I get why. You see, one of the things that, and again, I don't have anything against any, anybody who is trying to help people. But this is why right now, a lot of retail traders are suffering in the industry. Because when I started trading, there wasn't enough things to distract me. I wouldn't lie. Because that time I was not very, very intact on Instagram. So it was going to take a while before I was going to see somebody say making 100,000 or whatever, $10,000. So my journey was very smooth. I had a growth mindset that one day I'm going to grow. But right now, because a lot of people have gotten an inducement into their brain of sharp, sharp, what is happening is it is no more I'm going to grow. It's more of I want to make it now. Big problem, very big problem, because you cannot make it now. You see, there is one thing that I told my team one time, and I said, growth is something that happens with knowledge and understanding. Write this down. You don't grow by eating. They will say, Cliff, I start again. You don't grow by eating. You grow by learning. Okay, Cliff, if you don't grow by eating, then what does food do to your body? Food helps you to increase in size. You don't grow by eating. You grow by learning. Knowledge is what makes you grow. That is why, so have you ever seen somebody before and he has a very small body and he looks very young, but yet when he speaks, you go like, how old are you again? Why are you asking the person how old he or she? It's because there is something the person said that surpasses their age, in quotes. So you don't grow by eating, you grow by learning. You only increase by eating. It is very important that you understand this. So at the end of the day, a growth mindset, when we say cultivate a growth mindset, what we are basically saying is that you're going to have to embrace some certain things. And you see, it is so painful that winning is not what grows you. You don't grow by winning. You grow by losing. It's like in order for a child to grow in the womb of a mother, the mother's immune system has to reduce in strength. So there should be a little bit of a shutdown on the mother's immune system so that the child doesn't die. So there's a scientific reason behind that, because the body will see the child as a foreign object. So the mother's womb and the mother's body and the immune system will kill the baby. So God made it in such a way that the woman's body will reduce in immune system. So in order for you to grow, you don't grow by winning, you grow by losing. So that is why a lot of people are stuck, because a lot of people are afraid of what it takes to grow. Because you're only going to make mistakes and lose, mistakes and lose. And every single time you lose and make a mistake, you are growing. And this is where it becomes tough, because nobody loves to lose because of the emotional damage it can do to you from time to time again. And then, of course, there should be a continuous improvement in your feedback, check information, continually seeking to improve your training psychology and so on and so forth. Let's go to the next slide. Now, this next slide is techniques to maintain right mindset for pattern recognition. I want to talk to you guys for a second. So I'm going to sit down now a little bit here, and then we're going to talk. One thing that we're going to talk about now is that you guys will understand that when it comes to trading, I'm going to allow the team to remove the slides, and I want to talk to you guys for a second. I've been trading for 12 years and counting, and my story is one of the stories that I didn't plan to become a trader. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It was never part of my plans. I became a trader because I was broke and because I needed money. I'm pretty much sure this is majority of you guys, your story. And I've lost a lot of money. Most of them wasn't mine because I didn't have. But one thing that I can tell you for sure is my whole entire journey started changing when I realized that it is all me. You see, trading is not complicated. It's very easy to understand, but it's difficult to execute it. Because there are going to be times that you're going to lose your own money because you didn't follow your trading plan. And sometimes it hurts because you will cry and the market will still go to your direction. And you will smile and the market will still go to your direction. You can be angry and spoil your laptop, the market will still go to the direction it wants to go to. It doesn't care about your feelings. And that is why I do what I do here on these platforms. There is a particular event that is coming up and I'm going to tell the team to start preparing to share that one for me as well. Let me see if I can share that one or my team can find it. With an amazing individual, and this particular session is about understanding a trader's mind. And this time around, it's not just with me. It's with an amazing person I've met throughout this industry, and I'm going to leave the story I was going to share today and share it on Saturday, God willing, this Saturday coming on the 20th. When the flyer is ready, I want you guys to basically bring it up on the screen, let them see it. This is going to be an amazing call you don't want to miss. This is a trader that I also have so much respect for a lot. So I believe you guys are going to learn a lot from this session. We're going to be talking about a trader's mind. How should a trader's mind really look like? What really do we mean when we say this is the mind of a trader? And how can you cultivate a level of understanding to become that trader? Because you may have heard me saying this all the time, that the same knife that we use to cook, if the same knife someone can use to hurt somebody, there is no problem with the knife. It was the mindset holding the knife. So even if I give you my trading strategy, it wouldn't automatically make you money, because the mindset behind a strategy is far much more important than the strategy itself. So this is going to be an amazing call that we're going to be having. I'm having with my brother, an amazing gentleman I met this year. And at the end of the day, when I traveled to Ghana, I had the privilege to also meet with him as well. Kema is an amazing person. And so for me, if you guys know me, I don't just collaborate with everybody. You have to mean the things you say, and you need to mean the things you want to say. So this is going to be an amazing call on the 20th of July, with my brother Kema. It's called A Trader's Mind. You're going to love this live stream. And I hope you guys don't miss this. If you're excited for this live session, kindly just drop some number ones in the chat. Let me know that you're excited for this live session. So A Trader's Mind is going to be live right here on this live stream. So please subscribe. Like, so that you turn on your notifications. Do everything that YouTube wants you to do for this channel so that you will not miss this. I promised this was going to last for maximum 1 hour, and it's now 58 seconds. Thank you so much, Nani, for putting number ones in the chat. Who else do we have there? George Afriye, thank you so much for putting on as well. Guys, by the way, if you have enjoyed any bit of this live session, I want to know if you learned something. Number one. Number two, every single week now, there is going to be free. When I say free, not saying that it's without money. Free here means I want to give value to my audience I appreciate. Sometimes when you say something is free, people think it means, oh, there is no price on it. No. In fact, I believe that the things I do is priceless. However, I believe as well that I do them because I appreciate this audience. So it is free because I appreciate you guys. It's a gift to you. So every single week, there is going to be a series of masterclasses that I'm going to be uploading on the channel. So please don't forget that. Every single week, there are going to be 2 or 3 masterclasses you will find on this Cheqona channel, and it's going to be all about trading psychology. I'm going to be talking about so many things that you guys will blow your mind. The in-depth reasons why sometimes you feel like you are manipulated, why you think the market is always making you lose money, blah, blah, or every single thing you can think of. We're going to be talking about all of that. With that all being said, this is where I'm going to try to not take you guys your time. It's left with 30 seconds and so, and counting. Please come back again and watch this live stream. Just listen to the little things that I said, okay? And then if you missed anything, go back to the YouTube. This video also was already uploaded. The same live session, which is psychology of pattern recognition, was also updated. Go watch it and see how you can be able to learn from it as well. With that all being said, if you guys learned anything from today's live session, let me know in the comment section right now. And again, okay, guys, we have 11 people right now joining. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I want to say hi to you because I will need to understand where the audience are coming from. If it's from one location or if it's a spreaded demographic, structure. Just let me know. Let me say hi to you guys. And I just want you to know I love you so much for giving me your attention for 1 hour. It takes more than just you liking a person to do that. God must touch your heart to stay. Dubai in the house. Nani, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Habibi, we have Lone Wolf, ex-trader from Ghana, GH, motherland. Guys, I really, really genuinely appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart, because for me, I feel like in the only way trading psychology can become a talked about something that we do in this industry is that we need to basically really do it together. It's a whole movement on its own. And you guys are going to see there are so many things coming. Mercedes, it's not Mercedes. It's Latifa, she said. Greetings from Sierra Leone. I'm rich. By the grace of God, I believe that is going to be your testimony in every way of your life. Dara from Nigeria, thank you so much, my Niger people, for coming on. I'm glad that you stayed out through the end, and then you didn't leave, even though I spoke about Nigerian jollof. Canada in the house. This call is global. It's small, but it's global. This is interesting. Ghana in the house. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today on this live stream. Come back again and watch this live session. It will be uploaded on the live stream. You can go back and watch it. And then just take some notes. On Saturday, God willing, Aram, thank you so much for joining as well. Aram from Ghana, and then Sam from Dubai. Really, really appreciate you guys for coming on as well. One thing that I'll basically just say is that on Saturday, don't miss the live session, okay? That I'm going to be having with Kema. We're going to be talking about in-depth psychology about why I am where I am and what triggered my understanding and the techniques I use on my day-to-day basis to keep my mindset right for the market. With that all being said, trading is a mind game. We're going out in 1, 2, 3, let's go. Trading is a mind game. All right. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Trading is a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. 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 Trading is a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. 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 Trading is a mind game.